So I want to quickly talk about the top 5 motorsport moments of the year, because I think it has been an absolutely vintage year for motorsport in lots of different ways. It's been a brilliant year with lots to watch, loads to get into, lots of different series. I personally have watched Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula E, some BTCC, some of like the mini challenges, all sorts of stuff. I've watched IndyCar, I've watched some WEC, I've watched loads, absolutely loads. I probably couldn't list every series I've watched. Also been to Castle Combe, which is my nearest proper circuit, and seen some absolutely brilliant racing up there as well. And do you know what? These local race days, ridiculously cheap to get into. Incredible access. You can walk around the paddock, talk to the drivers, the mechanics, and get a real feel for it. Those are absolutely incredible days. If you're into cars, if you're into motorsport in any way, get yourself to your local track, see what special days they've got on, because they are, I can't recommend it enough. Drive, take a picnic, it doesn't cost much at all. It is a brilliant day out for motorsport fans. So do get yourself to local circuits. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here for 5 memorable moments and massive points that have happened this year, and a couple of honourable mentions at the end. Number 1, I'm going to talk about Robert Kubica. Robert Kubica won the Le Mans 24 hours race, of course with other drivers as well in the Ferrari, but it's Robert Kubica I want to talk about. He has obviously been through a lot, was probably a future F1 world champion before he had that horrific rallying accident which completely destroyed his arm. He did get back into F1, but was a shadow of his former self in that kind of physical environment. But in WEC, he has absolutely shone, and to see him take the top step of the podium was definitely emotional. So Robert Kubica, that is in there. These top 5 are in no particular order, by the way. They are just 5 top motorsport moments from 2025. Number 2, Power Max Racing in BTCC. Now, they had a horrific fire at their base, and they lost their race cars, they lost all their kit. It was absolutely horrendous, devastation. And do you know what? It's at times when all the chips are down and there are problems like that, the motorsport community proves how incredible it is. They still turn up at the next race with cars, with all the kit they needed. Everybody pitched in. There were locals helping take kit to the track for them. They had all the other teams pitched in, helped out with kit and staff and even cars. Absolutely amazing to see the motorsport community come together at such a time, because let's be honest, those are the times when you really need your friends, and you may be rivals when the visor goes down, but do you know what? Everybody looks out for each other in the motorsport community, and that is shown in no other way than, look at this. This was an absolutely devastating incident, and wow, do you know what? The motorsport community is an incredible place. Number 3, it's going to be Nico Hülkenberg's Silverstone podium. It was a little bit out of the blue, but he drove absolutely brilliant. You certainly can't take it away from him. Completely deserved. And for Sauber to get that podium in their last year as a constructor, before, of course, moving to Audi next year. So I think that was a really poignant moment, really important for Nico Hülkenberg to get off the mark. He really deserves that, because he is an absolutely brilliant driver. Of course, chased down by Lewis Hamilton, couldn't quite get past him, but absolutely brilliant. And before is going to be IndyCar and Alex Palou's absolute domination. Now, I think that the domination is, I know some people find it boring to watch, but I genuinely don't. I think it was absolutely incredible. It's almost an honour to watch someone who's that in their game, who's that good. The races that he won this year, he did so with such style, such bravado. He was fantastic. IndyCar is broadcast on Sky Sports F1, so if you're in the UK and you want to watch it, it's all live on there, and it is brilliant racing. Very close. Obviously, it's spec series. The cars are spec. Sometimes they race on ovals, but sometimes they race on street courses. Sometimes they race on more permanent track facilities. So they are different all the time. And do you know what? There is lots of action from start to finish. They are brilliant races to watch if you love motorsport. Number 5, it's going to be F1's unlikely title battle, because we went into the last race of the season in Abu Dhabi with 3 drivers who could have won the World Championship. You had Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen. And Max Verstappen was like 106 points behind Oscar Piastri, who was leading at the time, back in Zandvoort, I think it was, or at the summer break. It was an incredible comeback from Max. Do you know, there was loads of memes with him in the background, like chasing him down. I would have not been upset. And I've never been a particularly big Max fan, but I would not have been upset if Max had won, because he absolutely deserved it. He drove brilliantly this year. And if it not for a moment of madness where he took aim at George Russell in Spain, he probably would have won the championship. And that's mind-boggling to think of when you consider how bad that car was at the start of the season. So to go into Abu Dhabi with a 3-way title fight, and it was a genuine 3-way title fight, because one popped engine, one little bit of contact, or one misdemeanor somewhere, one argument with the stewards away from someone else winning it. It was that close. So all 3 drivers had moments of the season where they were absolutely imperious. And you have to say that other than the first race, the first third of the season was definitely Oscar Piastri's. And then the rest of the season, it was Norris versus Verstappen, really. Norris really did come into his own towards the end of the season and really showed World Championship drives. And of course, Max Verstappen was just brilliant pretty much all the way through. He took everything he could get out of that car and absolutely did well. So to go into the final race with a 3-way title fight was absolutely brilliant. And I'm here for that. I think that was absolutely fantastic. Now, there are some honourable mentions in here. I'm going to say that Horner leaving Red Bull was such a massive point this year. Doesn't get into my top 5 moments because it's not like that, but I've always struggled with the way that Christian Horner has run Red Bull. Red Bull. It's easy for me to say. I don't know, I always struggled a little bit with his maybe morals or ethics or the way he's run it. And of course, that's all been in the media over the last couple of years. I think he probably should have gone when all that kicked off. Regardless, it's not good for the team. But I think since he has gone, we've seen amazing calm, and Lauren Mekies has brought a real calm and measured approach to managing a Formula One team and has done a really good job. So I think that is a massive point, a massive change for Formula One, really, with Christian Horner, who's been there for such a long time and presided over some success. You know, he's done an amazing job. You can't take that away from him. But do you know what? With him not being there, I think it's made Red Bull a lot more likeable and a lot more fun and a lot more... I don't know, it's easier to be on side with them and enjoy them. And you can't not love Verstappen's talent. He's absolutely brilliant, but it has made them more likeable. Lewis's sprint victory in China, obviously it was a complete false dawn. We know that now, but it was just brilliant to see him climb on top and be number 1. It was a great moment in those red overalls. It was powerful because his the whole thing with him, you know, starting the year, stood out in front of Enzo Ferrari's house. It was such an iconic image. And then, you know, race 2, here we are. He's won. He's got a victory to his name, even though it's a sprint race. And of course, that then was their undoing because they were running the car too low, etc., 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 etc. It was a bad year. And then on the flip side, you've got, you know, Lewis's relationship with his race engineer, if you like. And do you know what, that message still sticks in my head where he said, oh, have a tea break while you're at it. I just think things like that make me laugh, and they are iconic moments in Formula One this year. So there are lots more memorable moments, but I'm not going to ramble on for long. Don't forget, I'm here every week with Motorsport News. Happy New Year to all of you. I will be bringing you a Motorsport News update video for the weekend, so please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year.